In sudden scintillation to the known, and expressive sound became vertical, and expressive sound became vertical. What a description. Scintillations are making sounds vertical. Scintillation belongs to sight, light. Sound belongs to ear, form. But then it is the scintillation of the unknown, sudden scintillation to the unknown. Inexpressive sound became vertical. Means a kind of a light flashes in you, and then you understand the sound, the meaning of it, you see. It's a complex image that we see. Scintillation is one of the rarest words in Savitri. I think it's only once it's occurring only once in Savitri, scintillation, you see. In physics, we have what are called scintillation counters. You heard of scintillation counters? No, scintillation counters. See, for instance, you got alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, alpha rays. Now, when it passes through a material, it produces flashes of light. And what you count are those flashes. So, if you see a flash, it means that alpha particle has gone through. If you see another flash, so you can count number of flashes and you say then how many alpha particles have gone through like that. Scintillation counters. In fact, I was engaged very much in preparing scintillation counters when I was in BRC. You big counters used to prepare, scintillation counters. See. So what you see is the flashes of light, sparks, so to say. And then you have got a device which converts that light into an electric signal, photoelectric cell, and the photoelectric cell will convert that thing into electrical signal, and then you count on your counter, you see like that. You see. So how many particles have passed through in how many seconds rate? You study the radioactivity of those counters. See. In fact, that is how they were studying in the earlier days. In the very first time when people understood or stumbled upon radioactivity, Rutherford, Marie Curie, they had phosphorescent screens which would glow when something falls on them. So if an alpha particle goes here, there will be kind of a light flash there, you see, phosphorescent. So you count 1, 2, 3 flashes like that. Physically used to count. That is what they used to do. Rutherford and Marie Curie, they were doing that kind of a counting. Those were scintillation, phosphorescent screens, you see. In fact, even today also, we have got phosphorescent screens, you see. Very common nowadays actually. But these are very delicate, very small. The lights are very small, so you need very sensitive instruments to see them. In sudden scintillation to the unknown, inexpressive sounds which cannot be expressed, became vertical, became true. Yeah, these scintillations make them. Now, what you are really seeing is a flash of light. The flash of light caused by an alpha particle. So that flash of light is related to an alpha particle. So that is the vertical aspect of the whole thing. You have verified that alpha particle has gone or beta particle has gone. You see. Inexpressive sound became vertical. Ideas just same are meaning flashed out to flash again. That's scintillation. Flashed out. See how they consider voices that came from unseen waiting. Voices of sounds. So the whole image is continuous. The poet is coherent. Voices that came from unseen, waiting for uttered syllable to then uttered syllable to then manifest. Uttered syllable to then manifest. A very powerful line. Uttered syllable to then manifest. Uttered, talking, the cell and owls, spirit of the spirit and man. Unaware. That is the rhythm of the slide, you see. Uttered the cell able of the unmanifest. 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 So it is short, long, short. Last foot is short, long, short. Amphibrach. Last foot is amphibrach. Unmanifest is an amphibrach. Uttered, talking. The cell I am. Third foot is pyrrhic. Fourth foot is also pyrrhic. And the fifth foot is amphibrach. That is the rhythm of the line. Uttered, the syllable to the manifest. The unmanifest is showing itself through these things, through these flashes, the scintillations of then manifest. You have an alpha particle, you never see it in an alpha particle, but that is manifesting itself to you through these scintillations, this sound, you see. So unmanifest in that sense. Atha, the syllables, or the unmanifest. Unmanifest, which means that it can come into manifestation. Unmanifest means which can come into manifestation. Non-manifest is something which will not come into manifestation. The absolute is a non-manifest. The absolute is a non-manifest. What comes into manifest, Satchidananda, for us, is unmanifest. For us is unmanifest. It means that it can come into manifestation, but absolute is total non-manifestation. Total void, total nothing, a positive zero, if you want to call it. So, unmanifest here, I would call it as Satchidananda, the transcendental. It can come into manifestation, it can utter its word, it can give flashes, if you are able to see that kind of a thing, you see. It can come to manifestation. Utter the syllable to the unmanifest. To clothe the body of the mystic word, clothe the body of the mystic word, mystic word, Brahma. Word stands for, in Rigveda, word is Brahma. Giri, word, Shabda, what we call them, is word. Basically, word is Brahma. And in the Puranic stories, that Brahma, that word, has become a god. In the Puranic story, that word, Brahma, has become a god. In other words, word has the power of creation, expression. Word means what? Expression. To bring something into manifestation, that is the word. To bring something into manifestation, to create, that is the word. To clothe the body of the mystic world and visual diagram to the occult law, sail from some precise, unreadable harmony, or use the hue and figure to reconstitute the herald blazon of time, secret thing, the herald blazon of time, secret thing, the herald blazon, coat of arms, blazon, coat of arms. You have got symbols there on the coat of arms, you see. Herald, they say something, display something. Coat of arms, basically coat of time, secret thing. May they wear the coat of arms and move. Saying some precise, unreadable harmony. Unreadable harmony is what they are saying. Now this is a whole description of scintillation, of flashes, of sound, what are being uttered, you see. You see the whole thing. Voice that came from the unseen, waiting world, uttered the syllables to the unmanifest. These are the scintillations of sound, you can see. To clothe the body of the mystic world and with the diagram to the occult law, sail from some precise, unreadable harmony, or use the hue and figure to reconstitute the herald blazon of time, secret thing. Coat of arms, symbols. In her green widenesses, in her green, that is life. Her stands for life again, greater life. In her green widernesses and lurking depths, widernesses and working in life's widernesses and depths. In her green, that is the first foot. Wilder, second foot. Nesses, third foot. And lurk, fourth foot. King, depths. So in her grain, that's the anapes. It starts with the anapes. In her grain, wilder, trucky, nisses, pyrrhic, and lurk, I am. In depths, and I am. So the feet are anapes, trucky, pyrrhic, I am, I am. In her grain, wild, nesses, and lurking. See, he has put there nesses, and that gives the rhythm also, plural. In our thickets of joy, where danger, class, delight. Where danger, class, delight. What a phrase, you see. See, yeah, that's the adventure. He glimpsed the hidden wings of a songster whole. So, behind all the charades, behind his words, behind his utterances, he glimpsed something hopeful, something promising in what she is doing, what life is achieving. Ashwapati is trying to understand the role of this greater life, and although what she is telling you a charade, or only hints, or only clues, or only scintillation, to them he is trying to understand what she is up to, what she wants to derive. He gleaned the hidden wings of a songster who, so the bird is singing and the wings are not visible but is moving on. And to that you can understand. A glimmer of blue and gold and starlit fire. Suddenly the line is lyrical, you see. You can see the difference. The whole sentence is lyrical. In a grain, widenesses and lurking in a thickets of joy where danger clouds light. He gleamed hidden wings of a songs or whole, a glimmer of blue and gold and scarlet fire. It's a very lyrical kind of a sentence. Compare this thing with this one, you see. Voices that came from unseen waiting world uttered syllables so then manifest to clothe the body of the mystic world and with the diagrams of the occult law, sailed some precise unreadable harmony or used hue and figure to reconstitute the hell dozen of time secret. It's a kind of narrative. This description is sort of a narrative, you see. He's telling you something in the form of a narrative, you see. But here, suddenly, the voice is lyrical. Inner grain, wilderness and lurking them, inner thickets of joy where danger glassed a line, he gleamed the hidden wings of songs of hope, he gleamed the hidden wings of songs of hope, a glimmer of blue and gold and scarlet fire, scarlet fire. This is very so that is the beauty of Savitri. You see, the inspiration keeps on constantly bringing out different shades of meaning through this description. Sometimes it is lyrical, sometimes it is occult, sometimes it is narrative, sometimes it is spiritual, sometimes it is surrealistic. So the variation of inspiration is the kind of a richness which Savitri has as an excellent gift. In her covered lane, borrowing her chance fields. You see, suddenly now you can see the difference between the sentence and the earlier sentence. In her covered lane, bordering her field path, and by a singing revelation calmly, he found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. He found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. He is discovering the meaning of life. She is throwing chariots. She is throwing hints. She is giving hints only all the while, but now he has discovered what that is there behind this life. He found the glow of her golden fruits, of this golden fruit, richness, shining, which cannot be tarnished, which does not decay. Golden fruit means a fruit will not decay at all. Gold does not get tarnished at all. The fruit will not decay, will not get damaged at all. She found that thing. He found the glow of her golden fruits of the, and see the alliteration, L, G, F, all this is full of ration. He found the glow of her golden fruits of the, he found I am, the glow I am, of her gold and abyss, done fruits, I am, and last is again I am. So you have got I am, Anarchist, I am, and I am, metrically. He found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. See, you just keep on chanting, and then the whole thing changes completely. You feel sudden soothness, sudden calm flowing into you, entering into you, and living in you. He found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. He found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. He found the glow of her golden fruits of bliss. See, it has a sudden soothing effect. It brings a kind of a calm in you suddenly, you see. That's the power, that's the magic of Savitri. And the beauty of her flowers and dream and views, it continues, he found. So this is the kind of a hope he's seeing now in life, and it's so magical, so lyrical, so happy, so joyous, so exuberant. There is a kind of exaltation in the description. He found the glow of her golden fruits of day, and the beauty of her flowers of dream, and the beauty. Anapis. Second foot is spirit, a flower. Third foot is I am. Fourth foot is an anapis again. And last foot is an I am once more. And the beauty of a flower hours of drive and fuel. As if a miracle of hearts changed by joy, he watched the alchemist's radiance of her sun. Alchemist's radiance of her sun. A transmutation has taken place in him. A magical change has occurred in him. That is what the alchemy has worked in him. Because he has found that thing. As if a miracle of heart's change by joy. Joy has changed the heart, has changed the whole complex, whole change picture completely. The crimson outburst of one secular flower. The crimson outburst of one secular flower. The crimson outburst of one secular flower on the tree of sacrifice of spiritual love. Where is that flower? On the tree of sacrifice of spiritual. Secular flower, secular, which is not holy, which is not sacred, which is kind of, what shall I say, not attached to any religious kind of a sentiment or ritual. Secular, we understand that, you see. But here, secular flower means no association with these ritualistic things at all. In fact, let me see the exact meaning of that thing which I have written down here. He found the glow for golden fruits of bliss. FGLN, so many alliterations. Yeah. Secular, of or pertaining to worldly things. Pertaining to worldly things. Secular means pertaining to worldly things. Not religious, not spiritual, not sacred. Worldly, concrete thing. See, whatever we do daily in that sense, see. Secular flower. In other words, even in what is common, diurnal, routine for us, even in that, he found a crimson outburst. This life, which is we call secular, which has no holiness. See, we only say religious sentiments and spiritual, adhyatmic and that kind of a thing. No, but even in this ordinary, common thing, there is the presence, there is the joy, there is something of the divine in it. And it is that which you have to discover. The crimson outburst, suddenly it is there, outburst of one secular flower is smiling at you. Yes, I am there. I am not attached to the religion, to any creed, to any dogma like that. See, I am there. On the tree of sacrifice, when you find that, when there is the sacrifice yajna, offering yourself completely to the divine, kindling Agni and praying Agni to give the real truth to you, that is the yajna. When that yajna is kindled, then even the secular things to you appear divine, beautiful, happy. You completely, the whole outlook changes. It's not, these are not just glasses. There is something different in this one. I see a kind of a divinity in this thing, in this one, or this one, in any object like that, you see. So what appears to you as secular, there is a different meaning than when that fire is kindled within you. You see that object with that Agni association which you see. The crimson outburst of one secular flower on the tree of sacrifice of spiritual love. Spiritual love means you really affiliate yourself with each and every object. You identify yourself. There is a kind of oneness between you and the object. That is the spiritual love to understand. As if a miracle of heart's changed by joy. He was in the alchemist's radiance. That is the transforming radiance, you see. The alchemy is worked there of her sun, of her sun. Again, it's plural suns. You see, of course, in astronomy has only one sun and the rest others are stars. But here, sun stands for a spiritual power. It can be sun of beauty, sun of love, sun of truth, sun of joy, sun of knowledge. These are different kind of suns, you see. They are, when you say sun of beauty, it means that sun is a creative power. It will create beauty wherever it shines. When it is a sun of power, it is power which will present itself in every activity. When you say sun of knowledge, it is the knowledge which will spread everywhere. So in that sense, sun. There are 57 occurrences of suns in Savitri, plural, as suns. 57 occurrences, you see. He watched in the alchemist's radiance of a sun, the crimson outburst of one secular flower. See, crimson, that is a life principle here. Crimson stands for that, you see. Outburst of one secular flower, everything, every object. On the tree of sacrifice, no sacrifice is there, where on the tree? The tree itself is a sacrifice. The whole creation itself is a sacrifice. What has sprung up from here is a sacrifice. Tree, what has sprung up here, that is the tree of spiritual love.